as this. Look at this. It's just chock full of what a splash he's made, Tice, for Monaco. KP Satoransky. Relax and enjoy the show, ladies and gentlemen. We are underway from the Palau Blaugrana. Danar Lucas and Joar Lucas, happy to be along with you for the next 40 minutes in this Game 4. A chance for a ticket to Abu Dhabi for the visitors if they can steal one here on the road. Elia Kobo, he has been sensational in this series, but an early turnover, and that'll get this crowd jacked here at the Palau Blaugrana.
I think he was expecting Thijs to come to the baseline and cut baseline. Big boy's already thinking about the three sitting out there. That's what the errant pass came from, the first turnover for Monaco. They don't want to start turning the ball over on the road.
Little bit of pressure in the half court from Monaco. Let's just see how Barcelona comes out and how physical they want to be against this Monaco. Oh, getting physical already, baby. Take the gloves off.
The foul was called earlier, and there's no way Blossingen was going to let foul go up and shoot this. It's good entry pass right there. Foul gets it with both hands. There's the foul called. And Blossingen like, give me that ball, big man.
Just a little bit of extras after the whistle, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's playoff basketball. We expect that from now.
Yeah, gamesmanship, my man. This is it. It's all about right now. Hey, Monaco does not want to go home and play another game. They love their home crowd, but they don't want to see them.
Oh, that sportsmanship's for the regular season. This is postseason basketball, man. Parker, quick trigger and an offensive foul. Blossom game went tumbling to the hardwood, and
foul has to be careful of this. Barcelona's presence inside without Vesely, it's not good. You see foul inside, and referees will call that. They're calling 4 or 5 times a game. They're making that call.
Okobo drawing defenders. James in the corner. Who did go off of last?
James.
And
Yep.
We've had a flurry of turnovers here in the first few possessions.
Yeah, James, that's a great trap by Barcelona defense. They saw that he ran out of real estate on the sideline, was trying to tiptoe the line to begin with. They send a double team over. Goes off of James' leg. Second turnover.
Fall receiving the pass way out on the perimeter, and Tease was whistled for the foul. And I don't know if you need to be fouling Fall all the way down on the arc right there.
It's good to put pressure on him, but there's really no need to that kind of pressure where you get your hand in and commit that foul.
Well, it didn't take too long to bring in Willy Hernan Gomez. Fall.
But it's an interesting change really in the beginning, because they didn't really give Fall a chance to establish the paint, which he usually does on the inside. They got him that rock the one time. Blossingen commits the foul. Doesn't give him an opportunity to score easily.
Is that something that they've been planning on coming into the game?
You'd think so.
A little bluff showing that and then taking him out?
I mean, there wasn't really any reason there to take him out.
Right. Punter looking for the first bucket of the game, and why not give it to your top scorer?
And KP becomes more dangerous when he scores penetrating early. Look at this matchup, these two guys.
What a head-to-head we had in the pregame. What a dish! Oh. Blossom game stuffed at the rack. He wants it. Goaltending. Clean block, says the referee. Punter. Oh, Punter crossing over, left it short off the front iron. Here comes Elia Kobo in transition. Kick out. James wide open. Take your time, my man. Long rebound, still loose. Hernan Gomez goes crashing into the expensive seats.
I think James is upset with himself for not just pulling up in that first one. He hesitated. And I talked about that before. When you get wide open looks, sometimes it's hard.
Well,
the bench is still talking to the officials about that possible goaltending, the Blossingen dunk, but
we knew it was going to be a spectacular highlight either way, if it was a dunk or not. James never shying away, gets the catch and shoot to go.
He was so mad at himself for missing that last one. You knew he was taking that one. But Barcelona cannot allow James to get that ball off a out-of-bounds that easily.
Satoransky jab step, kick out, Parker, catch and release in the corner.
And that's not even a clean catch, and that's how quick he gets the ball out of his hands. That was a pass where he had to catch it with one hand and bring it into the other.
That's called muscle memory, my friends. Whoa, Blossom Game had to raise up and save that one from flying out of bounds. James using the body, extra pass, Tice. Tice off the back heel, and Hernan Gomez will slow things down. Anderson.
It was a great outlet pass by Sandorowski to get that offense moving.
Punter, pump fake, takes a dribble. Jacks the three, and the follow from Anderson. Tim slamming with the reverse.
Big boy from the left hand coming from the weak side. Great follow-up dunk.
James Okobo, will he get started here? They're off the mark from three-point distance to start this game. What a save from Anderson. Swift on his feet.
This is what I like. Before Sandorowski had a chance to slow the ball, he decides to push up to Anderson. This time Anderson had a chance to let that ball go out of bounds, but he said, no way, I'm taking it and let's go. So they want to push the flow and dictate the tempo.
Punter looking for any sort of space whatsoever, and Okobo whistled for his first foul. One for 4 from beyond the arc. 0 for 1 from inside the arc, Monaco. It's been a rough 3.5 minutes to start this game. Anderson way off the mark from the wing, and it's gonna stay on this side.
It's a tough shot for Justin Anderson. He's catching it, going to his right, trying to pull up. The reason why he airballs that is because his body wasn't set straight. He likes to get the ball in a fast break or with his feet set and pull up with that smooth left-handed jumper.
Blossom Game called for the review, and this time Spanoulis will have them take a look at it.
Yeah, but that's not the review that Blossom Game wants. No, he wants the dunk one.
He wants to go back a few minutes, doesn't he? And Spanoulis, he used the challenge, and he knew he was going to draw something up. He wants a word with his team after a slow start.
Ball back to Barcelona on the call. Peñarroya trying to set something up. Only 4.4 seconds on the shot clock here.
Got to act quick if you're Satoransky.
Well, we saw Mike James do it a minute ago. Let's see if it's Kevin Punter this time.
Satoransky with a handoff, driving into the lane. Great defending, and Elie Okobo, known for his specialities on the other side of the court, but showing a little bit of defensive prowess right there.
But he does a great job of just pushing Sandorowski sideways, going east to west.
Okobo, quick pull-up, and that one's off the mark. Just 1 for their first 6 from the field. What a move from Parker. Shaking, baking, and not hesitating.
Cross me up, please. On the move, Jabari Parker showing amazing agility.
Tice down low, Parker rips it away, and a foul is called.
I think he stepped on the line, actually. But it's a great defense. You see him come over and rip that ball. And as he goes back, he steps on the line. So they're going to get another 14 seconds. But look at a crossover going over the top of Tice.
Foul on the floor, and now they'll just switch sides of the lane for the inbound. Here's Jacobo out to James. Now Tease with the screen. Baseline drive to Yellow. Got the reverse to go, but stepped on the sideline.
As a quick move by Diallo, he steps on the sideline, but I like his aggressiveness right there. He needs to be aggressive. He had a big game the other night.
Parker's had the hot hand. That's a tough shot that he passed up. Probably wisely. Anderson. Satoransky stepping into a three ball. James, quick trigger. No good. Just 1 for 5. Here come Barcelona. Los Culés feeling it. There's Jabari Parker.
Look at him run. I love this kind of basketball. They've said it from the beginning. Save the ball, get the ball, go. Run the floor. Jabari Parker is putting on a show all by himself.
15-3 run to start this game, and it has this Palau Blaugrana. 8 early points for Parker. He is the man who has come out of the gate and put his team on the shoulders. James always attracting so much attention. Down to Jaite, and he got swiped away. He'll go to the free throw line. And right now, if you're Monaco, you just want a couple chances to get some points on the board.
Yeah, Jaite missed a couple free throws the other day. So nothing wrong with putting him on the line when he gets the ball that close to the basket.
Jaite at the line, can't hit the first, and every missed shot, the momentum just builds and builds and builds. 67.4% free throw shooter, Mom Jaite. Had a massive game in game 2 when he put up 20 and 4 rebounds. And he's on the board, and, well, Monaco, they needed to see that happen, but they've got to turn it up a notch. It looks like only one team came out fighting for survival here in the first 5.5 minutes.
And you talk about energy coming on the floor. Dario Brazella just checking into the game. Giving Santaraska a little bit of a blow. Abrinas also stepped up on Wednesday night.
Parker scooping and couldn't get that one to go. Tough shot that banged off the side of the backboard. And Brizuela, I think he was happy to commit the foul right there and just stop that fast break from building any momentum.
Yeah, but you know, there's times when you commit that foul when you have him on the sideline like that, and you have him running towards the baseline. You see where he is. He's got defenders back. He's got to be aware of his situation also. He just checks in the game. Brizuela played a lot of time the other night with 4 fouls, and I don't think you really want that.
James with just 3 points to his name. Stumbles there. Anderson all over him. Jump ball called. James wondering if there might have been just something more than a jump ball.
Well, he trips himself up right here, right on Parker's foot.
It was Parker there. It was all over. And
yeah, you just automatically think it's Justin Anderson when you see somebody like jumping on top of the ball.
Exactly. I mean, that hustle play, don't get me wrong, Parker can do it, but Anderson's known for it. And now an uneven jump ball coming. A very lopsided, one-sided jump ball.
But you know, this is all about anticipation. Also, remember, Monaco, if they do get the possession, it's only 10 seconds left in the shot clock. They have to be aware of that. See, now you're going to look at Gomez and Jaite down there. Justin Anderson has to be careful and slip over a little bit if he can.
Jordan Lloyd off the bench looking to just ignite this offense a little bit. And come on, boys, let's get this game started, huh?
Well
Easy win from Parker. And
that's about as textbook as it gets right there.
Parker, 8 to his name, step back. He wants double digits.
Man.
He gets double digits.
Jabari in the house.
(18-4). What a start. I don't think they would have dreamed it any better last night going to bed. Foul, and Jordan Lloyd will be going to the line. 2 shots to come. Well, the fans don't agree. Parker, that's his first foul. 11 of the 18 coming from the number 22 in Blaugrana.
Vito Brown second in the game. He didn't get run on Wednesday night, so we'll see. Well, Coach Spanulis is trying to pull up here, put in another player that didn't participate Wednesday night. Dice on the bench.
So is it time to give Vito a little how you doing into the game, or what?
How you doing, Vito?
How you doing? Lloyd knocks both of them home, and, well, half of the point production from Monaco in this first 6.5 minutes have come from the free throw line. That's not saying much. Parker. Jaite's way out of position there, and a little scramble down low leads to a foul off the ball.
Yeah, I'm watching Willie because I got to see him the other night. I was so impressed with him. He doesn't have the same energy he didn't have the other night. He's not playing with that same energy yet. I don't know if he's holding on for a little bit, but he was all over the place.
He might be tired still. I mean, he gave it all on Wednesday.
Come on.
He's recovered for sure, but let him get into his game.
Punter was wide open on that out of bounds play.
Anderson. Parker, here he is. Hernan Gomez calling to the bell. Hernan Gomez lost it on the way up, still loose. And the outlet pass was stray from Anderson, who was falling out of bounds.
It's a nice move by Willie right there. He just couldn't handle the ball.
Well,
and the spin. And this is a guy that really turned the game a little bit here. Abrines the other day with a couple big threes coming off the wing, off of opposite angle picks. So you got now Brizuela and Abrines on the court. It's a smaller lineup for Barcelona, but they're much quicker in the front court.
Well, if you're Monaco, you don't mind getting the stop. Obviously, you welcome that and the turnover. But you want to get some of those turnovers where you can start a fast break.
Well, that's the difference. I mean, that's what Barcelona's had so far, the turnovers and the loose balls that they picked up, and they've just turned around and ran. But, you know, I've always talked about this. There's different types of turnovers. The turnovers that you take the ball out of bounds, they're okay. It's a turnover, but you get to come back, set your defense up. The ones you give up at mid-court, half-court, at the foul line, those are the ones that get you in a lot of trouble.
Jaite back to the line. He's 1 of 2 from the stripe. Jaite's a guy
with ice on his hand on the bench. I just noticed that right now.
That could be a developing story, and we will get you all the information that we get coming here through the commentator booth.
But he was taken out when he fell down, when he tripped over Jabari Parker on that crossover, so maybe he landed on that hand the wrong way.
That could be catastrophic news for Monaco, who will just hope the ice will bring the cure. Jaite off on both, and Brizuela coming out of the scrum.
You see the way they get the ball up the floor?
So quick. Jabari Parker just looking to go at the rack like a magnet is in his shoes.
He got away. I was going to say, he got away with a travel right there.
Wow. Anderson almost got away with one of the highlights of the playoffs after the whistle. Let's see if they keep it going. Let this replay go. Anderson wanted the three. Oh, come on. Anderson went up for the 360 alley-oop. Strassel got a chase. stepped out of bounds, and another turnover.
City. That's 6 for Monaco so far.
It hasn't been completely clean from Barcelona either.
No, not at all.
11 turnovers in these first 7 minutes. Is that nerves?
Sometimes it's nerves, especially in the beginning of the game. They'll settle that down. There's another one.
Add it to the list. Brizuela off the mark on the pass to Abrinas.
That's just a tough read right there. Abrinas wanted to come off the curl. Sometimes when you're coming off that pick, you start feeling your defender from behind. There's a Justin Anderson.
There we go. Preach you guys, you girls and boys in the truck. Oh, Brown gonna try his luck off the bench. First minutes of this series. Hernan Gomez took a shot that he is just shaking off on his way down the court. Brizuela. Well, the offense has slowed down a little bit on both ends. I think Brizuela trying to change that. Barely moves the net.
Don't talk to Dario about that, man. Dario wants to stick that 3 every time. The last offense by Monaco was the first offense we saw where they actually got a shot off their play, off their set play.
15-point lead. Strassel, pull up. Strassel finally.
They need
a little
somebody.
love from downtown.
Yeah, they need somebody to step up right now.
Parker, look at that quick dribble, quick trigger.
I'm not sure Peñarroya liked that shot, even though he's the man right now.
I got to tell you, I like that shot.
Another turnover at Monaco.
Elliot Kobo going to come back into the game. Kobo, he's averaging about 18 points a game in this series.
Man, it's a lot of fun. I just looked up. I'm like, man, we're still in the first quarter.
I love it, man. Let's keep this game going. We'll be here all night if we have to.
Yeah, we ain't going anywhere. Now you got 3 great shooters, Sandorowski, Brizuela, and Abrinas in the lineup. So watch for a lot of perimeter play.
Abrinas, kick out. Para, don't forget about him from beyond the arc. He's going to try to back Elliot Kobo down. Turn around. Fader, too strong. Great box out.
That's textbook block out. You love that.
Lloyd. Lloyd. Off the mark again, and a foul on the rebound. Loose ball. Was it Para? It was.
He did make a little bit of contact there, and he didn't need to, because if you read where that ball was coming off the rim, there was no way the attacking player was going to get that. You get that little push on the bottom side, and
a furious-looking Peñarroya right there. So he played the first 65 seconds. Fall, went to the bench. I'm sure he caught his breath. And Hernan Gomez going back to the bench where he's having a little talk with Juan Carlos Navarro.
Well, you see him. He got a rebound and took one shot. He missed that shot and he mishandled. He's not as aggressive as he was the other day. Just there was so much more energy that he had the other day.
I think he's a guy who plays off momentum too. Once he gets things going his way, then he's even better, even better.
You can't be sitting around waiting for it to go your way sometimes. You got to go out and get it. That's what he did on Wednesday night.
Under 40 seconds to go. That was a very ambitious pass from Satoransky. Another turnover, the 7th of the first quarter for Barcelona.
That was a 2-for-1 set play.
Lloyd, there's Lloyd with the 3 ball, and it has been all Monaco in the last couple of minutes from downtown. Only field goals coming from beyond the arc for the visitors.
That's what happened with Barcelona. You had that 2-for-1 set play, and they got burned on it by turning it over, giving up a 3.
Shot clock turned off. Brizuela gonna take it anyways. Fall with the follow and the finish down low. Lloyd.
Now with a 9-point deficit, and they just don't look like they're into the game like you said earlier, Dane.
Well, you were talking about, before we got on the air, As Fall gets it down low in a bevy of bodies and couldn't get it to go from close range.
He's got to establish himself a little bit better, not fall away on that shot.
You talked about Monaco easing through their offense in the first few games. 28 assists, I think it was. And there it is.
And it was
right
just
there.
like that, opening up the floor, spacing it out, and finding the mismatches.
Satoransky shielding off a defender. Para wants a little help from Brizuela. Brizuela, quick step around his man. Couldn't get the layup to go. Fall on the finish, but he couldn't.
He's falling away again, though. He's got to establish his feet down there.
Knocked away, and it's a tough angle to inbound a pass from, but well, it was 18-3 at one point. Monaco has been chipping away at that lead as they finally saw some shots go down. Elia Kobo, though, he's been cold from the start. Satoransky, too tall even for the big tall Mustafa Fall.
Turnover. Both teams got 15 turnovers between the two of them. Barcelona takes the lead on that one right there, 8-7. So lucky to have this 7-point lead.
It's been a fun game, but it hasn't been a clean game, that's for sure. It's going to drive both coaches crazy. Brown, down low, turning, twisting, corkscrewing, but couldn't finish.
Juan Bar is staying with him on defense. It's a nice play defensively.
Mismatch down low. Pata wants it. There's Fall. Wow. Wow.
The push shot, baby.
Oh, wow.
His feet are saying he's not fading away. That's his shot.
Textbook. Strazel. A little too individual maybe right here and got himself into trouble. Strazel giving it up. Abrinas hits the hardwood.
And I tell you what, Spanulis is really upset. He's told Strazel 3 or 4 times to settle down, to relax, to take the ball to the other side. He's dribbling into the crowd. He's got 3 people around him. And right now it's going to be Mike James, I think, checking in for him. So
yeah, I think the patience is up there.
And you see the ice bag just came handing over from the trainer. So James had that ice on his hand this entire time. And now he's stepping in. We'll see how it affects him. I couldn't see if it was his left or his right.
He was trying to hide it from him, wasn't he? He had both hands under the ice pack.
That's like when you talk with your hand over your leg.
Right, you just got to hide it. You know everybody's watching. Jump ball to come. It's Abrinas and Tice. And Barra comes up with it, but Mike James, that hand's okay, at least to get that strip.
And that was a part where they wanted to run. Barra wanted to run so quickly that he
got out ahead of himself.
Yeah, that was a time where you really had to hold the ball and set up your offense after that. But you can't blame them. If they're going to turn the ball over that way and they would just continue to run, you can take it.
Lloyd doing everything he can to get open, but instead it's Tice opening up. Akobo begging for one to go down. Yeah, finally gets it.
He's been off the mark compared to the other day. He's been really off the mark. His shots have been going right on him all the time. That was money.
Let's see if that breaks the seal for Elia Kobo. His first field goal, 2 points on the night. James all out on Brizuela, pressuring him on the perimeter. Para, dribble, pull up from the elbow, no good. Jordan Lloyd couldn't get the roll. Fall picks it up off his shoestrings, and Barcelona.
It's a long way to go down. Pick up the rock.
Para turnaround, soft touch with the baby hook.
Such a soft touch down low with that left hand. You know, it's part of it as well that these guys have been taking advantage of the fact that there's been so many injuries in Madrid, and they're stepping up in the biggest moments of the year.
Now, they've been battling through injuries all year long. James going to the free throw line. The crowd here at the Palau Blaugrana vociferously objecting to the call.
Tough call to make right there. James got himself into trouble. Punter came from behind. Looked like he got all ball on the backside.
Well, I think James got into a position where he knew he was going to take some contact, but it's a matter of, did he draw the contact? Did he invite the contact?
Well, the contact came from down low with Abrinas first. The technical foul call also. Let's see if that was on Barta, because Barta's on 2 fouls.
I think he might have been on Peñarroya.
Well, it's his 2nd foul on Barta, so he's going to come out, and no big deal, I guess, if you won Peñarroya, because you're putting Jabari Parker in for him. So
not a bad swap, not a bad second option, I suppose. Blossom game coming into the fray as well as Lloyd checks to the bench. Mike James just trying to get his night going a little bit, and 4 points for James. Had that early 3. Now he's at the line looking to make it a few more. And well, after an 18-3 start for Barcelona, now Monaco.
You're pretty happy if you're Monaco.
You got to be pretty content with yourself.
Still 6.5 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter, so everything changes. It's a game of runs. We know that. Barcelona made the early run.
Obviously, it's a great thing to get out and ahead by double digits early on, but does it put pressure on you for the rest of the game, having to try to keep that cushion, fend off runs?
I mean, not at this point of the game, because it's early. It's early in the game. You tend to, like, in the middle of the 3rd quarter, into the 3rd quarter, when if you're up 12-15, it's like, man, do we play slower? Do we try to run the clock? You start getting bad shots on offense because you've run the clock down too far. So right now, you're just playing normal basketball. Into the 3rd quarter, beginning of the 4th quarter with a 10-12 point lead, it's a hard game to play when you're winning. But you don't want to be the team losing by 10-12.
That's exactly it. You don't want to get off to the slow start either. So at the moment, Barcelona hanging on to this lead. Parker double team. Satoransky open. Satoransky rattled in and out. Four assists for Monaco on the night. Make that 5 as Alpha Diallo finds Tice.
Tice got all the arc he needed on that one because he had to go over the outstretched hands of foul.
It's like one of those shooting drills where you got to shoot over something.
Over, yep.
Parker, quick trigger in the corner. Jabari Parker might just be cooling off from that very hot start.
Well, Monaco's done a great job of slowing them down and putting them into half-court sets where they're struggling a little bit more.
You can't blink or else you'll miss a Jabari Parker jumper. Fall comes screaming in for the rebound. Here goes Punter.
You see, they're not moving as quickly now. They're slowing it down a little bit more. And Monaco's got a little bit more advantage defensively.
Great hands there from Diallo looking for a travel. Punter carries on. Under 10 on the shot clock. Abrinas, too strong. Fall. Wow, great job there from Blossom Game and Elliot Kobo to snatch that one out of the hands of Fall. A chance to tie it after a slow start for Monaco. James, left hand off the crystal, giving a little beso off the glass.
The little hesitation and using the body to get on the other side of the rim from the big man. They have totally changed the tempo of this game.
Punter fouled on his way into the lane, and that is just the 2nd foul on Monaco. We've got a timeout on the floor here from Barcelona, and this has all of a sudden become a close game after a slow start from the visitors.
Yeah, I don't think we did expect anything less. Only 4 points so far for Barcelona in this quarter, and they've been shut down offensively in the half-court offense.
Well, there was a point in time in that first quarter where Monaco had about 2 field goals from inside the arc. That is...
Yeah, they were 0 for 2.
And they were 0 for 2. They're 6 for 14. Not great numbers, but at least they're looking inside a little more often.
Well, Barca's 6 for 14. Monaco's 3 for 9.
There we go.
But still, it's still 3 for 7. They're getting more looks inside there. They're going to the basket. Theis got the little floater in the lane. Mike James is going to the basket a little bit more, not dependent on the 3. Barcelona still 0 free throws in the game.
More often, Monaco, and that is kind of had benefits for them on both ends. But Jabari Parker out of the timeout, got a clean look. Jaite going up and ripping down the rebound.
And that's the best look that Barcelona has had in the last 4 minutes. It's a great play set up by Peñarroya right there. Just unlucky to miss that shot.
Jaite with the screen. James, pull up, double clutch, way off the mark. Fantastic defense right there just to affect that shot.
And this is the guy for Barcelona I think it makes a little bit of a difference, is Justin Anderson. The way he plays, his physicality, his ability to run, get to the basket, and see if they pick up the pace a little bit here with him in the game.
Punter, Anderson. They've had the lead the entire time, but it's in jeopardy now. Alpha Diallo right to the rack, too strong on the layup, and now off to the races. Barcelona, Parker, layup, Hernan goal.
Offensive foul.
Oh, it's going to be wiped off the board.
What a beautiful dish on the baseline. But if this is an incredible defensive play, but it looks like he's under the basket. He's in that circle.
Wow.
I don't think you can make that call, honestly.
It's Peña.
I mean, he's so far under the basket. It's hard to believe that they made that call.
I'm not even sure he was set.
And he wasn't set either. His feet were turned.
0 for 2 right there, I think. I think that's what this guy's saying. He's got those long strides, those gallops, Parker, doesn't he, where he gets up on you so fast. Maybe why Jaite couldn't set his feet. Parker defending James. Slips it down. Blossom game going to the free throw line. Well, it hasn't been pretty by any means, but they've been chipping away, and maybe that's just what they need here.
That's exactly what they're doing, is chipping away. And you see this play right here, Hernan Gomez is way late on that rotation. Once James goes baseline, as soon as James you see isolated with Jabari Parker, who's now on his 3rd foul on the outside, you have to start thinking about rotation defensively, because James is trying to take Parker. You saw Parker extending his arm, making sure not to give up the 3, making him penetrate baseline. Hernan Gomez has to be a little bit quicker on that rotation.
So that's a big story right there before the half. Parker to the bench with his 3rd foul, and they will be on high alert. Barcelona. He's got 11 of the 27. Most of those came in the first few minutes. Monaco at the line, and they've got a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight. Blossom game delivers, and Monaco have a 1-point lead.
Yeah, Parda back in the game also with 2 fouls. So with 3 minutes left, there's a chance that Parda and possibly Parker end up with 3 fouls that they didn't have if Parda commits another one.
Punter, Parda. Blossom game took a chance. Whistle was swallowed from the referee. Punter in the corner, no way.
But
tough shot there.
They are making him earn everything, and he's not earning a lot.
Diallo racing it.
And there's no doubt. They're getting better looks offensively. They're controlling the ball. They're not turning it over, and they're not letting Barcelona run that up-paced offense. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen sometimes here early in the 3rd quarter. Maybe Barcelona's going to turn it up again a notch, but Monaco right now doing what they need to do defensively to give Barcelona tougher looks at the basket.
Jaite goes down, called for the block after getting a piece of Hernan Gomez. And, well, right now, Barcelona just need to see the ball go in the basket.
Yeah, you know, and it's tough to sit here and talk about the fact that they're taking bad shots because, I mean, there's a couple of shots that Jabari Parker made early in the game that were not great shots.
Not great shots.
But he's just that talented. And Kevin Punter, we know how he can make difficult shots. So, but when you start missing them, it gives us reason.
Do you get into a rhythm making those shots early on where you believe, hey, these are going in all night?
That's exactly what happens, and you start putting them up. That's like when a big man makes a three, you're like, yeah, that's great. He's out there keeping shooting them.
Punter trying to change the flow. That has gone against
anything.
Oh,
they are
off
not
the mark there. Punter wanted Para in the corner.
I haven't seen KP be defended like this in a long time. That's 2 nights in a row I've been watching this, and they are all over him. They're not giving him one open look.
We sort of advertised this in the preview, saying when is a game going to be won by defense? And right now, we're not counting out the second half. That might be explosive on the offensive end, but this has been highly defensive. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Elia Kobo, wild shot there with the shot clock winding down.
There's another thing that Monaco's done too. They've stopped the rebounder when they get the ball like that.
Hernan Gomez fouled, and Elia Kobo knew he was coming out of the game.
Well, you see what happened here a minute ago. Justin Anderson pulled down that rebound, and Diallo stopped him as soon as he got the ball. They didn't let him run that fast break, and that's the way Monaco's been effective at slowing down Barcelona.
Strazel and Lloyd into the game for Coach Spanoulis for this final minute and 49 seconds of the first half. Para slips to the basket.
Man, he was wide open.
Satoransky couldn't get it to him for one reason or another. Brizuela, he might be the one to kind of pull you out of a slump right there.
That's the one they needed.
Up the game, Dario Brizuela. Strazel looking to answer back. Jaite put his shoulder right into the body of Hernan Gomez.
Those are the plays that Hernan Gomez made the other day. He gave up the rebound right there, but he didn't give up on the play. And watch him take the shoulder check.
And he's strutting down the court right now like John Travolta.
Did you see him put his finger up at his breast? That was like, yeah. Gotta be smart, baby. Gotta be smart. I always talk about this day whenever we do games together. I'm by myself. It's how you finish quarters. The last 2 minutes going into the quarter. Right now, Barcelona struggled for 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes. They have a chance to get some momentum here into the second half.
Under 90 seconds to go. Satoransky orchestrating the offense. There's Brizuela, step back, pump fake, takes the three. Brizuela back to back. Brizuela.
We got Sergio Scariolo to my left over here watching one of his boys ball it out.
Monaco had the lead. It lasted a matter of moments, and James going to the line to shoot a couple.
He's so hard to stop because he's explosive and he gets up in the air. And even though Brizuela, I thought, made a good defensive play here early right there, but then he just waits long enough. Look at that play by Brizuela, man. That's beautiful.
One on one wing, one on the other wing. Brizuela. It just seems like every time you watch these guys, Brizuela's coming up in a big moment, making big shots when his team needs it most. It's what I said before, Dane. It's Para, Brizuela, these guys, you know, Juan Nunez that was playing earlier in the season, unfortunately he got hurt. And you love to see, you know, that next man up mentality is always there, but you know, we always talk about it from one game to another. Yeah.
In this situation, Lapro's been gone the whole season. So these guys have had to step up throughout the whole season, and they have become better players. It's fun to watch. I said this last night about Felix, Andres. It's fun to watch these guys just become confident throughout the season and become better players and take over responsibility in important games.
Brizuela is a different player than he was to start this season.
Absolutely. And I mean, he had a great summer, great, you know, I mean, the guy's been playing good over time, but in his club, he hasn't been that important of a player.
There's a turnover by Satoransky, and great defense in the front court right there, just pressuring one-on-one. It was Mike James who made things miserable for Satoransky, trying to bring that ball up court.
Yeah, 13 turnovers now for Barcelona. The story of the game early on was the turnovers by Monaco, with Barcelona 13 on the board.
What we talk about in the pregame, where it's the amount of shots that you surrender or give up to the other team.
And a lot of that has to do with the offensive rebounds, steals, possessions in general.
Play with me. Las offenses for us. Green 4, control last. It's necessary to play switch. Automatically. Joel, Justin, switch automatically. Be alert! They're going for 2 for 1. Be alert! Está Alex por Darío. Estás con 2, coño. Que te cueste la tercera también. A ver, joda. Te quedan 30 segundos. Leo. La última, quiero un handout. Alex. Justin. 2. 8 seconds. And 2 para Alex.
Tribute too has been, even it was always good, but with Spanulis as his head coach, it's changed.
He's the total package as a basketball player. Hernan Gomez puts Barcelona ahead with the second free throw.
I guess it wasn't a foul called on that, because Hernan Gomez would have got went to the basket and had the free throws. So it was a clean play by Jones.
Clean play by James. That won't do him any good though. Strazel. 3-second shot clock, game clock differential. Strazel, he's been caught doing a little too. Strazel double clutch. Oh, a bailout foul. Was it Villar, the youngster?
That's an incredible job by Barcelona to make sure that Mike James doesn't get the ball in his hands, and they bail him out.
Coach Spanulis has his hands up, asking for, and he's going to get it. Big momentum swing at the end of the half. Barca did so well to just play 22 seconds of defense. This Palau Blaugrana is furious.
You're not sure right there what was going through Peñaroya's mind, that he was upset with his player or upset with the call, the way he just kind of hit himself into the corner of the chair, because he does get undercut here.
So they're looking to see if time expired before he lets it go. I think that's awfully clear right there. They'll put 3.5 back on the clock, 3.
But the question now is Spanulis going to ask after this to look to see if it's an unsportsmanlike for the defender getting underneath him.
So they're just resetting the game clock right now. There will be free throws for Matthew Strazel. Let me give it up to Matthew Strazel. I remember when Monaco first came into the league, and I was watching them play. They'd come around every now and then. I'd head to Monaco. Strazel, he wouldn't get very many minutes, but after the game, he'd be the first one out of the locker room, and he was just taking shots 20, 30, 40 minutes after the game, working, cultivating his craft.
He's one of those guys that it seems like he's been around forever also,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
And he's still so young.
He was just a little rugrat when he came into this league.
Well, I always talk about those last 2 minutes, but I don't think anybody really picked up any momentum here. It's just kind of a stalemate.
No, it's impossible to pick up momentum in a game like this, or what it's turned into. And I'm not really sure who it benefits, because both of these teams would prefer it to be free-flowing. Strazzle to the line for a couple more, and
3.8 to go here, so Barcelona still has time to get that ball up the floor.
it was Satoransky who got teed up after the call was made. And Strazzle will get a couple more. I was going to say before the foul, Strazzle's been guilty of just holding on to the ball a little too long, more than once.
Has been all over him.
But it works out in the form of 4 points for him right there.
Now, if you're Barca, you want to try to catch this ball on the run and get it up as quick as you can, 3.8 seconds. You don't want to be coming back towards the ball.
Parker is not in, so it'll be Hernan Gomez. Little hook and ladder play. Brizuela, runner, off the glass, no good. We're going to halftime. Monaco coming back from a 15-point deficit to take the lead after 2 quarters.
I tell you what, Brizuela took a shot on that three also, and that's what the fans are